Hi everybody, today we are starting the classes on quantum mechanics. We start with the early developments of the quantum mechanics, the transition from classical physics to quantum physics. It starts with the black body radiation. The black body radiation is the electromagnetic radiations emitted by black body. The classical physics or the theories of classical physics were not able to explain the observed wavelength distribution of electromagnetic radiation from black body. So black body, when it is heated, it will be emitting black body radiations, and these radiations actually have a distribution of wavelengths. The classical physics was not able to explain this observed wavelength distribution or frequency distribution of the radiations emitted by black body. So this problem is historically the problem that led to the development or rise of the quantum physics during the turn of the 20th century. So black body radiation problem is a very important problem. So let's first of all look at what is a black body. To conveniently study the radiations emitted by a hot body, we consider an ideal body. Black body is actually an idealized body that absorbs all radiations falling on it regardless of the frequency. It's a body which absorbs all radiations falling on it regardless of irrespective of the frequency of the radiation falling on it. Now the point of introducing such an idealized body, such an idealized black body, is because the amount of radiation emitted by a solid object, that depends on the temperature, but it depends not only on the temperature but also on other factors such as the properties of its surface. For example, the ability to absorb or reflect radiation, both are related. The ability to absorb or reflect radiation incident upon it. So actually the radiation emitted by an object depends on its ability to absorb or emit radiation. Actually the ability of a body to absorb radiation, that is actually absorb or reflect radiation, both are related, that is related with its ability to radiate. Actually a good absorber is a good emitter as well. So anyway, the radiation, the amount of radiation emitted by a solid object depends not only on the temperature, it of course depends on the temperature. It also depends on other factors such as properties of its surface. For example, its ability to absorb or reflect the radiation incident on it. To eliminate these difficulties, we consider an object whose surface is completely black. The surface is completely black. A black surface, we know it absorbs all radiations falling on it. It does not reflect any radiation. It absorbs all the radiations that are falling on it. So if a surface is black, its surface properties cannot be seen. If the surface of any object is painted black, the surface properties of that object that cannot be observed, that cannot be seen, because once it is black, it will absorb all the radiations that are falling on it. So all black bodies behave identically. All black bodies will be behaving identically irrespective of the material or the surface properties. So irrespective of the material with which it is made. So that's why we consider an idealized black body. It will be absorbing all the radiations that are falling on it, irrespective of the frequency. So it can be made of any object. If it is black, it is perfectly black, it will be an ideal black body. So that is a kind of theoretical ideal body. In the laboratory, how do we construct a black body? Black body is actually approximated by a hollow object. We consider a hollow object. This is a hollow object, a solid object which is hollow with a very small hole. There is a small hole. This may appear a very big one, but actually this is a very small one, very narrow one, leading to its interior. Okay. Now this small hole, note that this small hole, not the body completely. It is this small hole that will act as the black body. So this small hole will act as black body, because any radiation passing through this small hole into the interior of the object of this body, that will undergo multiple reflections. That is shown here. It falls at this point and it gets reflected, and it gets reflected from this point, and it gets reflected from this point, and it undergoes multiple reflections inside the cavity. Okay, and it will finally get absorbed. So whatever radiation that goes into the object through this small hole will not be able to come back. So it will not reflect. It will completely absorb all radiations that are incident on it. So this small hole that will act as a black body. So in the laboratory, we use such an object with a small hole to study black body radiations. So this is acting as a black body. Now, as we heat this object, the walls of the cavity, this region, these walls, that will be emitting radiation. Okay, these walls are emitting radiations, and there will be radiations inside this cavity. Okay, there will be radiations inside the cavity because the walls of the cavity are emitting and absorbing radiation. And a small part of, or a sample of this radiation will be coming out through this hole. Okay, the hole is, as we said earlier, the hole is acting as a black body. Radiations are coming out of it. Now, those radiations will be black body radiation. So, the radiations inside the cavity that are coming out through the hole, that is the black body radiation. And this black body radiations coming out through the hole, that will have the same properties as that of the radiation inside the cavity, because it is this a small part of the radiation inside the cavity is coming out through the hole. Okay, so black body radiation, that will have the properties identical to the properties of the radiation inside the cavity. Okay, so the understanding the nature of radiation, understanding the nature of radiation inside the cavity, that allows us to understand the radiation that leaves through the hole. Okay, so if we understand the radiation, the properties of the radiation inside the cavity, the behavior of the radiation coming out through the hole, that will be identical to this. So we are interested in this black body radiation, the radiation coming out of the hole, and that will be identical to the properties of the radiation inside the cavity. Okay, now if we experimentally observe, if we analyze the spectrum of the radiation coming out of the hole, we analyze the spectrum of the radiation coming out of the hole, which is the black body. This is what we observe. Okay, here we see the frequency. It can be wavelength as well. this is frequency, and on the y-axis we have taken the spectral energy density, which is the energy per unit volume in the frequency interval nu to nu plus nu d nu, nu to nu plus d nu. That is the spectral energy density. So energy per unit volume in the frequency interval nu to nu plus d nu. We know what is a spectrum. Spectrum actually shows the distribution of the energy distribution in different frequencies of a radiation. So here we are observing the energy distribution at two temperatures, one at 1200 Kelvin and the other at 1800 Kelvin. This graph is familiar to us all. Initially, as frequency increases, the spectral energy density that increases, it reaches a peak value, a maximum value. Thereafter, the energy, the spectral energy decreases with the frequency. Okay, so also we see as we increase the temperature, this peak value is shifting to the right. Higher and higher frequencies are emitted. Okay, so a black body radiates more. This is what we observe. A black body radiates more when it is hot. Okay, it radiates more when it is hot than when it is cold. Okay, this is actually the amount of radiation when the temperature is 1200 Kelvin. Actually this area, and this is the amount of radiation when temperature is 1800 Kelvin, when the temperature is raised. So a black body radiates more when it is hot than when it is cold. That is one observation. Then the other one is the peak frequency of the spectrum increases with temperature. So this peak frequency, the frequency corresponding to this peak, that increases with the temperature. And we have observed this in our day-to-day life. Suppose if you take an iron bar and heat it progressively to higher temperatures. Okay, we know at first it glows red. Initially no light is seen, no radiations are emitted in the visible region, and as we raise the temperature, first it becomes red, it glows red, then a bright orange red. Okay, its color gradually changes into orange, and eventually what happens, it becomes white hot. That means it is emitting all the radiations, all the frequencies. And okay, this we may have noticed, and that clearly shows these observations in this graph. As we increase the temperature, higher and higher frequencies are more emitted, and the peak frequency shifts to the right, to the higher frequency side. Okay.